Welcome everyone to the latest edition of the Travelling Brush Dippers. Today Denise and Sharon are at Covehithe Beach in Suffolk. It was named by the Telegraph as one of Britain's best secret beaches, and it was visited recently by Kate Humble on her series of coastal walks, and it's one of my personal favourite beaches. It was a very windy day when Denise and Sharon were painting, so there is a bit of wind noise on the video. We've done our best, but we hope you enjoy our painting session because we absolutely loved it. Well, this is another exciting day, isn't it, Sharon?
Isn't it just? I'd love a bit of sunshine.
Oh God, would we love some sunshine?
Oh, a bit of sunshine.
Yes.
Never mind, we can't have everything. We are British. We have stiff upper lips.
We have atmosphere.
We've got about 10 layers on. It's nice to get. It's very difficult in the UK to get away from traffic lights.
Yes.
And to be here with nothing apart from the sea and the birds is gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. And you never know, the sun might come out. You never know, you never know. Yes.
So what are we going to paint today? What's the plan?
Well, we both chose, we did have a little look around, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was a mixture of options, but we've chosen to paint along the cliffs where the sand martins are nesting. Now I say cliffs, this is Suffolk Norfolk coast, so the cliffs are only about 8 feet tall. They're just itty bitty little sand dunes.
You get cliffs down my neck of the woods in Hampshire. Yeah.
Yes, this isn't, big territory, but it's just little itty bitty cliffs. And this part of the coastline changes every single time I come down here because it's an area where there's a lot of erosion going on at the minute.
So what we're looking at now today might not be there in a month, 2 months' time.
Oh, absolutely. We just need a windy night.
Weather.
Yeah, windy night and it's all change.
Oh, you feel sorry for the sand martins?
Yeah.
Because one minute you've got a home with your babies in it, the next minute...
And trees drop off onto the beach. There's quite interesting tree trunks and things around on the beach where they've toppled over.
So do we need hard hats? Or...
Not where we are here, there is nothing above us. But there are a few people walking up and down on the beach. The sun is trying so hard to come out. So hard.
Yeah.
It's failing. It's failing.
The sea's interesting because it's quite grey today.
Yep.
But as the breakers are coming up over, it's your coffee coloured sea again.
It's my coffee sea, yes. Yeah, my cappuccino. Yeah.
So the sea's calm, but we've got some lovely breakers here, I suppose, because it's such a lovely long beach.
Yes, yeah. Well, this beach almost goes all the way around East Anglia.
Yes.
It's just one long sweep of sand.
Yes.
And it's beautiful, actually.
Yes, too true. So for our foreign visitors, East Anglia is the rounded part of Britain, isn't it? On
the bulge on the east coast.
On the east coast,
yes.
It's the bottom of the old plan, isn't it, almost?
Yeah. I thought of living in an old man's bottom before.
Trust me to bring it down to
Thanks
the
for
lowest.
that mental image of where I live. Where do you live? In an old man's bum.
Oh gosh. I think we'd better get painting, Denise.
I think on that note I'm going to get my pencil out.
Let's get cracking.
And get working.
Yes.
It's always a challenge because here, where you park is not really near the beach because of the lay of the land.
Haven't we?
Yeah. So you've got everything, you're carrying everything with you, but you also have to be very careful that you put everything away in between times so you don't lose stuff in the sand or drop it or get everything filled with sand.
Oh look, sunshine quick.
Yes.
And of course, because we're here with the cameras and the technical equipment, it's tricky because we've got our iPads and our phones and
cameras
we've got to be careful with
and
all of that as well.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite...
Look at the sunshine on that cliff
just
now.
on that yellow,
Yeah.
This is quite special.
I struggle, I'm at that age where I struggle now with my eyesight because I need the glasses on to see the paper. But I need to do that staring school marm over the top.
Yes. Oh, we all do that. So I'm going to go quite small on this because I'm working in my journal.
Okay.
You have got a lovely great big piece of paper, haven't you, to get stuff into.
And it's about debating where to put things.
Yes.
How far down, how far back. I'm already considering moving what I'm painting. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
a journal for travelling about the places we've been and just memories of travels and visits.
So are you local?
Thank you very much. No, we live over towards Bury St Edmunds.
Oh, okay,
We're over
little
that
way.
way.
Yes.
But we were watching the Kate Humble series, and we saw her to come to here, and I said to Chris, "Oh, I'd love to come."
Have you walked this way yet?
No.
This is the bit that she walked. Was
Oh,
more sort of
right.
like this way down a little
Yeah.
bit, and this is where you get all the trees falling off the cliffs.
Oh,
and,
gosh.
all of that. So if you've
That
got time,
is the way Kate Humble walked.
was it?
So there's
Yeah.
no need to throw yourself face down in the sand in her steps. But she hasn't been there.
It's getting the layers, isn't it? Working out the layers of the cliffs as they kind of protrude out, but they've all got to be behind each other, haven't they?
yeah.
It's delightful. All the birds are chirping and cheeping
Yep.
in the sand dunes, and it's almost budgie sound, isn't it? It's
Yes.
that
I think that's all the sand martins that
Yes,
you
it's
can hear. Yeah.
So tell us something about Southwold. Was it, you said something about green wool here, didn't you?
Well, wealth, the whole barons around here.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of churches. I took you up to visit Covehithe Church,
Yes, yeah.
which there are a few of around here, and they are churches where the Wool Barons built the church and they were trying to outdo one another. So they built these massive cathedral-sized churches and donated them to the parishes who only had maybe 10 houses and they couldn't afford to maintain the churches. So they used the stone from the church to make a smaller church inside the ruins, and they're just fascinating.
That was incredible, wasn't it? To seal the work around the windows,
Yes.
the stonework around the windows. Through that stonework, you're seeing the thatched church that's inside.
Yeah.
That was quite strange.
Well, I'm choosing to exaggerate a little here for drama.
Yeah.
My husband would say, "You exaggerate."
Surely not.
Surely that's not a thing.
Surely not.
I think I probably got as much drawn on as I want to have drawn on. Let me have a look at yours.
It's just lovely.
Show you mine.
This up, down, Bernie the Bolt.
Left down a bit, right a bit. Ah.
Please. Oh yes, look at that. So yes, good night.
I'm starting to add in the sky here, and it's quite a broken sky on the day that we're painting. We got lots of clouds, lots of wind, and everything was very fast moving. So I want to have that broken, wispy clouds. Adding a little bit of shadow in as well, just trying to get the atmosphere of the day.
Sand dune cliffs.
The cliffs, the big cliffs.
You can see the striations, can't you, of the different strata of sand and clay.
The layers, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Do you ever throw anything into that mix or Dale Browning?
I'm a bit of a tart really, I'll put whatever I can get my hands on.
I like
Well, the sun's come out and all the sun Can you see that sparkle that I put
Yes.
into the beach?
Isn't that beautiful?
I use the SAS Gold and it has just a hint of a shimmer to it. It's very subtle.
Twinkle.
We love a twinkle.
I do love a twinkle.
Who doesn't love a twinkle? If anybody out there doesn't love a twinkle, then you have no soul.
Oh, look at that patch of light up there now.
Yes, it's just hitting it, isn't it? Pure light on the side.
That sun goes in, it's quite cool, isn't it?
Restricted by it. So I'm trying to get this sort of mucky colour and then the gold
Yes.
colour, and I'll layer them up, I think. And then touching my quinacridone, I never say quinacridone very easily, quinacridone gold to give you that sort of brightness of the sand itself. Because it is quite a bright yellow sand here, isn't it?
And this is the confusing thing, isn't it, about painting outside, because the sun has just shone on sand further down that sandbank now, and it's a completely colourful sky.
Yes. You have to just choose your moment and go for it, don't you?
And decide what you're going to do, make the decision, just see. Otherwise it all just gets too confusing.
Some very interesting creatures landing on my paper. You see this little one?
Yes, yeah, mixed media.
Yes, definitely mixed.
When you're out in America, the weather, if the clouds come over like this, and you're sitting on the beach, the no-see-ums come out.
The no-see-ums?
No-see-ums.
Okay, what's no-see-ums?
And they bite like mad. They're little teeny tiny creatures. They're so small, literally, you can
can't
barely
see
see them. But they really do give you a lift. And the locals call them the no-see-ums.
Perfect. Put my base colour down.
Yep, that's lovely.
Just trying to get more contrast as I come forward as well.
Yeah. Now you see the big difference between your work and mine is the fact that you have more choices with your colours. I don't. It limits me by using something like these.
That actually probably hones your skill because it makes you use them in a different
I don't know about that.
It makes you think though, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I've got a choice, so I don't need to think, well, how can I get around not
Yes.
having that colour? Whereas, you know, I can put down whatever I want, really.
Yeah.
I love these little cliffs. Right, coming forward.
So as you come forward, presumably you get darker, more dramatic.
I'm getting brighter colours as I come forward, but I'm also going for stronger contrasts.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, trying to make my lights and darks more different. This is where I'm exaggerating slightly because it's really on top of the cliff.
So if you use Shenhan, what do? You squeeze them out into your palette.
Yes, so I prefer the tubes.
Excuse me, it's really, really sniffing weather. It's windy.
These people are having a moment. Stop laughing. tubes because if you're doing a bigger area, you can put a fresh dollop.
Yes.
And then you get a nice juicy bit that you can.
My eyes are still running. So, Denise, going back to where I so rudely interrupted myself,
Yes.
if you use Shin Han, they come in tubes.
Yes.
What are you doing? You're
What are you
squeezing. You're painting.
I've been asked that many times. What are you doing?
Don't start me off again.
You're prodding me.
Trying to make you be sensible because I'm the idiot.
Oh, good for me.
So,
Do we care about my chin and bones? So what I'm doing here now is I'm just coming back into where I'd blocked in my cliffs with just a plain colour.
yeah.
Now I've come in with a much smaller brush and I'm dotting and dashing and dabbing to create the texture on the cliffs. I'm trying to build some of those shadows
Yes.
as I go along. And I'm using the sort of greys and mustards.
So you're
Of that field of rape that we've got coming across there, just really bright colour. So I need to come and work into here and just working from the backward forward, which is standard.
I'm going to cheat a bit.
Are you? So vivid when you're underwater to them, don't
Look
they?
at that.
That's stunningly bright and it's beautiful. Contrast against that black, dark colours you've got into the actual cliff face.
Right. To give it a little bit more depth.
So what are you going to do to create the extra depth? What are your plans?
Well, it's a very good question, Denise, isn't it?
And one I would like a very good answer to, please.
Help! Beam me up, Scotty.
Are you going to add contrast or dark or...
I'm going to, I don't like quite as yellow as that.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into this colour that's called willow. And up there's quite a bit of darker sand. So we'll start with putting a bit of that in there. And when we put water on it, we'll see what happens. behave quite differently when you put them down on wet.
Damp paper,
Yes.
yeah.
So we do that for starters. And want some more depth underneath the cliffs. And that willow's not sort of brown enough. It's very,
not
very
strong
dark.
enough. It is, isn't it? Incredible.
Very. So I've got charcoal grey.
But you could do the willow and the charcoal grey together.
Yeah, and
that
see
would
what
work.
happens.
Yeah.
Put some over here then that is sitting.
So we've got him in there. He's still awake. I'm quite impressed.
Yes, yeah. Had a busy day yesterday sailing.
Good. Wore himself out. Something that's quite difficult to paint, but I love in paintings, is to paint mess.
Yes,
To paint scruffy.
the scruffy bit.
That's always a challenge. And along the edge of this cliff, where the vegetation falls off the edge, you've got all the roots poking out of the
It really
sand.
is, isn't it?
There is an awful lot of scruffiness, which is wonderful. It's quite dark. I'm using a mixture of ultramarine and umber to put that in. And every now and then I'm picking up a bit of gold just to give it some variety.
Oh, listen, can you hear the skylark now? There he is.
So he is, yes, I can see them. They just go up and up and up and then they drop again, don't they? Wonderful. There's a few more people coming out now as well.
I suppose they're coming out after lunch, are they?
What time already? Should we have had lunch?
Probably.
Should I have fed you? I invite you up here to come out painting and
Painting's more important.
don't feed you. See, poor old Nick doesn't have the distraction of painting and he's just left there going, when's lunch?
Charming.
When's lunch? When can I get some lunch? We'll feed him soon, I promise.
Birds out here because the place is full of these sandflies.
It's just quite important to include some of that, isn't it?
I think so, because that's all part of the memory, isn't it?
Yeah. What's
Being-
here?
Yes. So we are, where are we?
Covehithe Beach. Beach.
C-O-V-E.
H.
One word.
Yeah. Hythe, I think. Or maybe lying to you though, so please don't get upset. I think it's the one.
Okay folks, thank you very much for joining us again today. The Travelling Brush Dippers have thoroughly enjoyed visiting Covehithe. I can't say it, teeth won't do it. Okay, weather notwithstanding, we've had a lovely, lovely morning and we hope that you'll come and join us again next time.
And to dip into
To
our
our conversation.